Yeah, she wears golden lipstick, which kind of hard to pull off, but maybe she can.
Wait, who does?
The Hind.
Really?
No, I think the
red lipstick.
Yeah, I think like
lip
the
liner.
Oh, the tube is golden.
Yeah, the tube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please. You almost just really led us astray there.
Yeah, Will. God.
I recant. That's misinformation. I should know better, honestly. Like our like internet is rife with disinformation, and I can't contribute.
No,
like that.
It really is.
So I'm sorry. Hello, welcome back to Faywatch. It's Will. I'm here with Rachel. I'm here with Dina.
Hello, Will.
We're all here.
We're all here. I'm very excited for today's episode. I feel plot-wise, we had a couple episodes where, you know, there's a lot of chit-chat, but not a lot of things moving and grooving. And we sort of have hit the acceleration point in the book, you know? And so things are getting exciting. As we covered at the very end, we're going to get some more about my favorite thing in the entire book, which is this little city, this little underwater city that's also a boat, that's also a submarine that has biodomes, because my favorite thing in the world, as I assume we've spoken about on this podcast, is things within things. And this is
I thought you were going to say it's a biodome. I'm like, I didn't know that you had.
No, but actually biodomes have been coming up a lot in my life recently. Anyway,
wow.
Things within things are my favorite things.
I didn't actually know that about you, Will.
I love things within things.
Give me another example.
Yeah, I want an example. It's like a Russian
beyond this.
Yeah, but like it's really places within places, I guess, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
well, aren't we all in a place within a place?
Okay. No, like
It's me.
like airport restaurants. For some reason, I fucking love an airport restaurant. It's just so cool to me that you're in an airport and then there's also like a sit-down restaurant there.
Or like when there's like a cafe and a bookstore.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Or, you know, I've obviously never been on such a thing, but you see the little videos of the really fancy airlines that have a little bar for the first passengers at the front.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is the coolest thing ever.
Okay.
I really want to go to Antarctica because they have the base down there. You know, they have the little snow base.
Sure.
And they have like 3 bars or something. And I'm like, bars within the snow base? That's so cool.
So, but like, what's your stance on cruise ships?
Oh, kind of cool, honestly. I've only been on one cruise. I think I probably would dislike the comfort level of it, but I would love to take a tour of a cruise ship.
Maybe we should organize our followers and like everybody books the same cruise.
A little Faywatch cruise.
All of our
to
Faywatchers.
This is great because I want to go to Antarctica and nobody else wants to go. So let's all go.
I don't want to go to Antarctica, but I'm happy for you. But because I saw something on TikTok about how like swingers are really big on TikTok. And do you know that swingers...
Rachel, how are you on Swinger Talk?
Swinger Talk, I don't know. I haven't been as much recently, but the symbol, you should know this, the symbol for swingers is a pineapple.
Is it supposed to be upside down though or something? Or
yeah, that sounds right. I'm actually not sure.
Wait,
but it's
like,
a pineapple.
Like you have a full pineapple with you?
No, it's like a picture of a pineapple.
Yeah, it's like everybody, all the swingers on Swinger Talk, like their little display name has a pineapple next to it. You know that they're swingers.
But how do you know IRL? Do you wear like a little pin?
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, something like that. So a ton of swingers, and like this swinger movement is huge apparently. And so a ton.
Yeah.
But I feel like, are you saying that the Venn diagram of swingers and cruise ship goers is a circle? Because I believe that.
Well, apparently not, because here's what happened. The swingers just coordinated amongst themselves to all book the same cruise.
Wow,
but not everybody. Yeah, but not everybody on the cruise. It was like mostly swingers, but some non-swingers booked the cruise, and so they were not happy to discover. And so everyone had pineapple magnets, so they put on their doors.
So you know, okay, wait, but like. Is that an invitation to just like waltz on in? Because it's one thing to swing, but like you still have preferences about who you're swinging with, right?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know that aspect. That's a really good question. Maybe they had sort of trick or treating or something. Yeah. I'm not sure. But yeah, anyways, the people who were not swingers and didn't mean to be on a swinger cruise were not thrilled. So I think we should do that with Fae Watchers.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, but can you imagine how thrilled? I mean, maybe it's annoying, but I feel like probably life working on a cruise ship can be kind of like repetitive and monotonous or whatever. I'd be so stoked to have like the swinger cruise and just see everything that ensues.
Oh my God, the group chats must have been hearts.
So hopefully maybe in 2024 we can set that as sort of a goal.
Yeah, no, definitely. Anyway,
I digress.
But no, I don't think that was a digression.
That was
Did we digress or did we keep talking about large ships?
Yeah, that was a really important part. Anyway.
Speaking of fucking on a ship.
Wow.
Like literally.
And I think with that, I think, please.
Let's get into it. So the time has finally come.
Oh my God, thank God.
To discuss our beautiful joining between Bryce and Hunt. Now, we're still on the underwater pseudo-invisible octopus ship, and Hunt is still wigging out sort of in a
rage
primal
daisy,
state.
she calls it.
Yeah. A rage daisy?
Like rage days.
Oh, I see. I pictured like a hardcore daisy. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So she's like, Mer Captain, is the biodome forest available? And Mer Captain's like, over, shut it down. Get
shut it down.
Evacuate.
We got people who need to fuck, which I do appreciate that she was like, we are not going P&V the first time in these barracks. We are shutting down the biodome.
We need a forest. And I'm just going to have to go straight to the text on this biodome forest.
We do need a close textual analysis here for sure.
Exactly. So they walk down a quiet, warm hallway toward a lush forest. Pines and ferns and flowers, birds and butterflies of every color, little streams and waterfalls. And Hunt follows Bryce into the greenery across a trickling stream. It was dim in here, mist curling along the floor, like they'd walked into some ancient garden at the dawn of the world.
I was gonna say we're getting Garden of Eden vibes.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Adam and Eve.
Okay, Miss Thing and Mr. Thing. Okay. Bryce halted in a small clearing, the floor covered with moss and small white flowers shaped like stars.
Ooh.
She turned to him, her eyes glowing. His cock stirred at the glittering intent in them. Her lips curved upward, knowing and taunting. And then she strips naked and takes out those dusk rose nipples that are already peaked.
Oh my God.
Wait, no mention of the purple lingerie set underneath her leggings t-shirt?
I know.
I skipped over that.
And it's like this setting is so nice, but that's not like the right color for the setting.
The right color.
Well, I don't know. If it's like more of a lavender, I think it could be a nice palette.
It's okay. It's not for me. It's giving Fenty lingerie, and I don't want it.
The butterflies are probably mistaking it for like another butterfly and coming in landing on it. Yeah.
Wait, that sounds great.
No, I'm terrified of butterflies. Oh, I was when I was young. My mom once thought it was
funny.
That
was a really quick. No, I was. I'm not anymore.
Well, I haven't had occasion to be as scared since I haven't put myself in the position my mother put me in, which was we went to Marvin Gardens, which is, I don't know, something in Florida somewhere. And they have a butterfly house. And I just didn't like because they would like land on me. And so she just like pushed me into the room and like then held the door closed behind me, so I had to like run through the whole butterfly exhibit to the other side, like so scared they were gonna land on me. And then you get to the other side and it's the creepiest thing because it's, you know, those little boards where they pin like beetles and butterflies, you know, like the freaks who collect them. Sorry if you're those and you listen to us, but it's just so
we lost
scary.
That person.
We lost Marvin of Marvin Gardens. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, anyways, so Bryce is naked and Hunt gets naked, and then they intercourse.
They do, in fact.
And twice we get that they felt like they're falling through air through time and space. Mm-hmm. Again, pre-teleport, we already kind of losing our grip on the old time-space continuum.
As one does.
On the old reality.
Their lightning, his lightning and her light were merging together. I don't know, any highlights for y'all?
I will say describing his, whatever, as velvety is maybe not for me.
Here we go again. Here we go. Any other problems you have with the description?
Male anatomy. Yeah.
Here we go.
No, I just feel like velvety. I don't know about it. I don't know.
That's like a classic velvet wrapped steel. It's like a classic.
Wait, what? Did you make that
You've
up?
never heard that? No. Like silk wrapped steel, velvet wrapped steel. That's a very classic way to describe a male member in this genre. Velvety. Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Sure.
Fine on the velvety. No, I mean, honestly, they've waited so long for this moment, and I do appreciate that they get to have it in a biodome of like a secret octopus ship.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
This is why you wait.
That's good.
This is why abstinence.
Exactly. This is our message to young listeners.
Yeah. Literally, this is like very sort of Bible coded, given, the Eden illusion we just spoke about. Yeah. It's like, if you wait until you're mated, which is basically marriage, then you get to have sex in like a chic garden instead of your bedroom.
Yeah.
Although, do you think they were getting like carpet burn from the moss? Because it says that there were punishing thrusts that sent them sliding across the mossy floor. Like, do you think they're...
Yeah, and they're like little roots, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I'm allergic to grass. So.
No, because since we're in a I actually did think about this. I was like, okay, this is lit. Because since we're in a biodome, I feel somehow that all of the sort of more inconvenient aspects of a forest, in my mind, they're just not there.
Landscaped out, yeah.
There's no weird bugs.
Yeah.
No moss burn to speak of. I'm going to say it now. I'm going to go on the record.
Okay, no moss burn.
They are doing, he's sort of doing a little bit more tase play. Like he zaps her nips.
Yeah, a little tase play. Yeah, you got to.
Well, after he practiced on all the girls, what was he going to do?
I know.
Yeah.
Not show off his tasing skills?
The ladies love it. All the ladies.
Ladies love tasing.
Exactly.
We do get punishing a lot. There's a lot of like a punishing pace.
Well, when they were having their little phone sex, she told him she wanted it hard and rough. So I guess, he's obliging.
He came through. Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, no, he's, fulfilling her every desire. And then somehow they land in an airlock.
Yeah, so they teleport, as I believe Hunt is sort of, maybe both of them, maybe Hunt, as they're sort of finishing. They teleport.
Which I hope they learn the word winnow next book and start calling it winnowing, because teleport is teleporting just a less fun word for me.
So then they're all like, ooh, and then they put on little like scuba suits or whatever.
So fun.
There was in the airlock. Yeah, so then they're in their sexy little scuba suits, and they probably reek of sex, and they go tell...
They're just telling everyone.
Like, we fucked and we teleported, and Rune's like, ugh.
Rune's like gouging at his eyes. I love the way she says it. It's like in the most Quinlan like way possible. She goes, right at the end of banging Hunt's brains out, right when we came together, we wound up in the airlock. It's like,
no, those are crucial details. Thank you, Bryce, for telling me your brother.
She has not an ounce of shame whatsoever.
But sadly, now that we're done sex teleporting,
yeah,
we do learn that not only is Sophie Renasse dead, but she's in the morgue on this octopus ship.
Sad.
Which is just really sad.
I'm just like, why couldn't she have been alive on this ship? That would have been so fun. It's like, I know why, because then the book would have been over because she already knew the secret or whatever.
Right. And so when they go visit her in the morgue, they see that she's carved a sequence of numbers and letters into herself. Maybe
fucking
as her
savage.
last.
Like, Sophie, that's so hot of her.
Yeah.
She was like drowning and like carving shit into her arm. Like, that is stone cold.
But I think probably what happened was the Hind did the same little trick with dropping the stone. Like, the Hind like pushes her off the boat, but throws the stone in.
Yeah.
And they were too late.
Yeah, she didn't time it right. Because they said this time, for some reason, the Oracle told them they'd be needed in that area. But it's like, what, was your Oracle off the day that Sophie died? Like, did she have a doctor's appointment or something? Like,
yeah, although they deserve healthcare too, but yeah.
Yeah. Oracles deserve healthcare.
Just saying.
Okay, so sad, but we're not going to dwell because we have too much to talk about and we don't want to be sad girls.
No.
We take a little trip to the Mind Bridge.
Thank goodness.
Now, Day is worried because she heard that there was an attack on the rebel base and was worried that he might have been among the dead. And she talks about creating a world that their children can be free in. And then Rune says, yeah, I can't have kids. And then he tells her about the Oracle.
It's like, way to make it about you, Rune.
Yeah, he's like, anyway.
Yeah. I thought that too. It's like, okay, we were speaking sort of figuratively here, but yeah.
Well,
let it out, boy. Let it out.
But he's a sweet boy. He's like,
no, he's sweet.
Other people I know have kids and I want them to have a good life. So that's
and like,
cool.
Also, there's at least 50% chance that it means I'm going to die before I have kids anyway. So like, might as well go down swinging, you know?
And then he's unsettled. So she offers to tell him a wee bedtime story.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is really sweet and soothing until it isn't.
Doesn't she like come sit on the couch and he like puts his head in her lap?
Yes, and she strokes his hair.
Yeah, she's like doing little like head scratchies. Ugh.
Let me tell you.
He reins in a purr, which is like the opposite of a hiss.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be purring.
Same. Little head scratchies.
Famously at this point. I love the hair play.
Yeah, what?
Well, no, because like famously I'm on record, like I love a hair play. Not sexually. I just talk about it that way, but like just like I like it when people, you know, you don't understand.
So
well, you don't have long
cute.
hair. You don't get it.
I have longer hair than I normally do.
Yeah, but it's like when you have to carry all of it around on your head, like when someone will pet your hair, it's like really nice.
Yeah.
Anyways, she tells a story that I'm sure is of significance that we will later discover because like why else would it be there?
Correct.
But he falls asleep before the story ends. Then he wakes up.
So we're not going to go into the story at all.
No, I don't know. Should we? It's like, I don't know. We'll see. Like, it's obviously like,
we'll
it's like a foreshadowing or an allegory or whatever. He falls asleep before the story ends. Then he wakes up. She's asleep. He gets over and starts like walks over and kind of stares at her. And then she wakes up and she's freaked out. And he's like, oh, what happens at the end? And she's like, anyways, the witch turned into a monster and ripped the prince and his hounds apart. The end. Bye.
And like runs away.
Yeah. So unclear.
Because he was trying to look at her or something. He was like,
yeah, she thought that he was gonna like see who she was.
Bit,
yeah,
right?
He was being a little Snoopy boy.
I mean, do we have any theories about it as of now?
The story? No.
Okay. Anywho, the squad's back at the apartment.
I love so much. This like blew my mind. They were like, okay, great. So we did just get caught by the notorious spy catcher that like the most notorious spy catcher that the Asteri have in their employ. Let's just go back to the apartment and see what happens.
It's like, I mean, I feel like we should just talk about it now so we're not constantly bringing it up over the next several chapters. But it just makes no sense. And then they later will talk to her and she's like being kind of weird. Like she won't admit that she saw them or whatever. And their takeaway from that is, oh, maybe it's fine. like it doesn't really make any sense, but maybe it's fine.
And they're like, oh, well, she toys with her prey and like she's probably just like watching us to see what we do next. And then just keep doing shit anyway, like without any plan in place to figure out how to make sure she's not.
Yeah, we're sort of back as usual.
Yeah, a little unclear.
Like then like they all like go to the ball and it's like, oh yeah, hope Mordok isn't there to smell us. I hope the Hind hasn't told literally everybody. Like, let's go about our lives.
They're like, well, I guess we're not dead yet. So, okay. They're together. They're trying to have Deck Google the little sequence of numbers and letters on Sophie's arm. They don't find anything. Then Baxian shows up and he's like, hey, I'm a rebel sympathizer. I want to let me into the squad. And they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. And even if we did, we still wouldn't. So no.
Yeah, they're being so annoying.
Yeah, it's just like, just let him in. He's a sweet doggy.
I know. no, he's just like, put me in, coach. I just like basically helped save your lives. Also, why doesn't he just fucking say that he was Danica's mate? Like, why does he have to wait till like the 8th time that he does?
Will didn't know. Will totally forgot. Will's face just dropped. Shock. I knew you didn't know, Will.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Wow, you spoiled it for me. Because I had
face.
read it and then
You're like, I've read this book
wiped my
twice,
mind.
and yet I somehow spoiled it for you.
wow. Yeah, he should just say that.
But we'll talk about that later.
Very Danica, though, not to say anything. So in a way,
Good
it makes
point.
sense.
Maybe they are.
But then Hunt confronts Bryce and he's like, okay, what the fuck is going on with Emil? Like, Pippa Spatsos was dropping hints about Emil being with the Viper Queen. This is when Bryce's whole scheme comes to light.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, actually, I think you technically do need an issue and a notes app apology, Dina, because... Well, she
No,
said
I
she
wasn't
would.
right. You're right. When I reread this, I was like, okay, I was off a little bit.
But like, same shit. Okay, it turns out Bryce had the Viper Queen looking for Emil, and she said, find him by any means necessary. And then the Viper Queen starts killing people. All these
Which,
dead
by the
people
way,
that they're
this is where
investigating.
Will also needs to issue a notes app apology because... Sorry, is that pure as the driven snow? That she's like,
No.
by any means necessary, that she's like, oh, she is killing people. And then she goes there to be like, hey, could you maybe stop killing people? But then
Yeah,
she's pretty
I
like,
didn't mean that.
shrugs about it.
Yeah.
Rest of the book.
Fair enough. She's like, yeah, I guess like the necessary and proper clause, like whatever
Like,
it
I
takes.
guess 5 people had to die for like this whole
Whatever it
Just one
takes.
kiddo. Yeah, and she's like, well, when I said by any means necessarily, like, I didn't like realize it would mean like literally that.
Yeah.
Fucking okay. So Hunt is like, what the fuck?
Which
Why
fair?
the fuck didn't you tell me? Yeah, this whole thing is so weird because he's mad at first, and then like, okay,
And then later he apologizes.
yeah, but she kind of like fully gaslights him into being like, oh, actually, like, I was wrong for the way that I reacted. It's like, no, this was really fucking weird on Bryce's part. Okay.
Yeah. She didn't believe he would care about a boy.
She's
That's
like, I'm
so
sorry I
fucked
didn't
up.
tell you. I
That's
just
so
didn't think
fucked
you'd
up.
care about
Like, I thought
this
you were
child.
basically speciesist. Like, you don't care about non-veneer.
I think this just worked out really well for her because now they're like full fucking and his brain is just like sitting in a vat of like hormones. Like he he
Yeah.
cannot think straight right now. So she can pretty easily gaslight him. He's like,
He's
I'm
not
so
at
sorry.
full
Can we have makeup sex
capacity.
now? Like,
Yeah, he's like,
he's like, whatever about this kid, whatever about the people that died. Like anything to just keep having sex. I'll apologize. I'm not even mad anymore.
Right. Seriously. I mean, we'll get to their makeup sex in a bit, but it's like the fight didn't last for long. But okay, anyways, I'm not going to get into like all the details because it's like snoozo for me, but sorry.
A key
Fucking
part,
book.
plot point of the book.
Well, okay. Yeah.
he's not a Thunderbird. That's the thing.
He's on a Thunderbird. Right.
just a
He doesn't
normal
have
boy.
any power.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say I did not catch Pippa making all those references to snakes when they were in the cave
Oh, I
back
didn't-
there.
I didn't.
Like I had to like go back and look for it, but apparently she did, and I read it like 4 times and missed it every time.
I took Bryce, or I took Hunt at his word. I was
As
like,
did I. As did I. And then the other thing, wait. Oh, and all this the Viper Queen did in exchange for Bryce owing her a favor. And Bryce says, like, what? Like, I don't have money. So, like, what could that possibly, like, whatever. I'm like, babe,
yeah.
are you okay? Like,
No.
Come
have you read
on.
any fucking books? You don't make a bargain in this world. Unspecified
Open-ended
favor.
bargain.
Yeah, that's so dumb. Okay, but you know
Anyways.
what's great that we
What?
took issue with, and we even sort of retconned our own little fantasy world into it, and it turns out actually we were correct, is that they're having this whole conversation with the Viper Queen in her actual like real office residence instead of her
Oh,
little
I was-
fake
yeah.
ramshackle whatever. And
Very
it's
happy
just
to see this.
a
Wow.
lush apartment. It has like a bunch of carved wood. There's a
Wow.
floor to ceiling window overlooking her little battle arena, which I guess is weird, but chic if you're into it. I don't know.
Yeah, that part's like we could do without.
Just like chic battles to the death, you know? She's wearing I don't think this would work on everybody, but I believe that she looks really hot in it. I think it's like a lime green jumpsuit with
neon
like
green
white and gold high tops.
Silk jumpsuit. Yeah. She looks fucking fly.
With the white and gold high tops. I really want to see it to believe it.
And then they send Emil to Bryce's parents.
Yeah, he's going to be adopted by her parents. Okay. I also did like you can totally see this in the movie of like Fury pulling up, like Auntie Fury pulling up, drive him. And like, no, don't touch the volume. Like, no snacks. Like,
lesbian Auntie Fury who hates kids. Yeah.
Love.
It doesn't also make a lot of sense if you, again, think too hard about, okay, like, is the foremost spy catcher gonna go after your whole family? And now you've just sent this kid to like a place they will obviously check. But you know, my other issue, my main issue, honestly, and I think we actually get this in a few chapters, is they change his name to fucking Cooper. And he was named Emil. And Emil is like hot. And Cooper is just, I'm sorry, but it's just not Emil. It's not.
Also, sorry, Cooper Salago sounds like the most witness protection program name I've ever heard in my entire life.
Cooper Salago. SJM is usually pretty good with names. Doesn't suffer from what some authors suffer from in terms of making it.
Stop it.
But I'm gonna say, like, yeah, Cooper Salago, a little bit weird. And like the fire sprites to come, their names are kind of like, okay, like names. Anyways. So, okay, Emil, aka Cooper, is off to eat lots of chocolate croissants with Bryce's parents. So that's nice for him.
That's really cute.
Meanwhile, as all this is going on, several of our other boys have been getting into some trubby, as they say.
Hijinks with the boys. Hijinks with the boys.
You can't leave the boys idle, or they just like get into like little,
literally
like mishappenings.
Stop babysitting them for one day, and they commit like a grand heist and unleash a bunch of fire sprites and a dragon. Okay. So Ethan, as I believe recall, has gone to the astronomer, and since he can't take his little wolf alpha girly, he says, okay, I'm just going to take all the rings that trapped the fire sprites in them.
As one does.
And he brings them back to the apartment. He receives some wise counsel from boyfriend Mark about the fact that he could be charged for breaking and entering as well as theft, and these are the astronomer's property. And the box starts shaking. It seems that the things inside of the rings want to be let out. So they like break the rings open and let the first 3 out. And there are 3 fire sprites.
Aww.
I love them.
Yeah, they're so cute. They're fire sprites. And he goes to open the 4th ring, and the 3 fire sprites are like, no, don't do it. It's too late. And he lets out a human-sized female with blazing crimson eyes, and it turns out she's a dragon.
And I could not be more fucking psyched.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Ariadne.
Because she's also naked.
Naked and hot.
Like, naked hot woman who is also a dragon who, like, has like scales like going underneath her skin. Like, I'm in. Like, whatever Ariadne wants to do or does, like, I'm a fan.
Dita's
except for the fact that she does then kind of leave, which is I'm not a fan of because I want to know what she's doing.
Yeah, I think I'm excited for Hosab 3. She's possibly, I've seen some people think that maybe she's the one on the cover, but maybe not. TBD.
Wow, she's not important.
Hosab 3. Maybe not. It might be.
I hope she's
like
important.
Lydia. I don't know.
I hope she's gay. These are my hopes.
I don't think she's gay.
I don't think she's gay.
What?
I think
Why?
We're reaching the quota. We're like nearing quota, frankly.
Yeah.
There's like no more room left in the budget.
Like, won't anybody think about the straights?
Yeah. We have so many men who need partners. Flynn needs a girl. Ethan needs a girl.
Flynn has all his nymphs that he keeps fucking. He's fine.
No, he's
Yeah.
into the dragon. He's into the dragon. You can tell.
Yeah, but
Okay,
he's like into
dragon's too
everybody.
good for him. Like, anyway,
Yeah,
I'll wait to get mad about this until I have to.
listen. It's mentioned at some point that as a dragon, their fire can burn even the princess of hell.
Yeah.
so I think safe to say we're going to be seeing a lot of her next book. Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Anyways, the fire sprites are cute. Ariadne's scary. And they've all been kind of held captive by this astronomer.
Will was laughing at me last night, Rachel, when I was rereading, and I was like, is it weird that I like almost cry at every scene with fire sprites in it? And he was like, yes.
Yeah,
But I
don't go to
just-
Will for like emotional support.
Wow.
Just like when they talk, they're like, they ask if they like knew Lily and
Yeah, so Bryce comes over and Rune's like, oopsie doopsie, like these are our new friends. They're talking to Bryce about Lily and they're like, oh, you should tell the Queen of the Fire Sprites about Lily's sacrifice. Like she should know. But I think this is another little breadcrumb. because
Yes.
Apparently the Queen of the Fire Sprites is maybe like held captive by the Asteri right
Yes.
now.
So I'm like, Queen of the
Your
Fire Sprites
ally.
is going to help like Rune and Hunt escape or something next time, right?
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna be
sure.
seeing her, which is exciting.
I cannot wait for that.
The gang is gonna try to buy the freedom of all of these the sprites and the dragon from the astronomer, which
Which, by the way,
way,
Can I say they're like, Mark, like, what's our case here? Like, what could we do? And I'm like, you guys, you've
They
asked
love.
Mark to like open 7 cases for you in the last like 4
Yeah. He
days.
needs to be paid, frankly. This is too much to take on pro bono.
He's doing so much pro bono work for like Faye Royal.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
keep being like, Mark, can you help? Mark, what about this? Mark, what about this?
Although honestly, that's classic Big Law. Just like my pro bono case helping out like my partner, like the partner at my firm's wife's charity. You know?
Stolen fire sprites. The Stolen
Yeah.
Fire Sprites charity.
okay, Hunt goes to see Celestina. She gives him a stack of reports saying there's a lot more demon activity on the Northern Rift. It doesn't seem that she knows anything about the Hind, and she can smell. She can scent that Hunt and Bryce are now mated.
Wow.
And Hunt then goes to the Hind and is like, listen, what's going on? And she's like,
Am I in
don't know what you're
trouble?"
talking about.
Right. Doing her makeup while like he's talking to her. And I just picture her looking over and being like, what? I was so confused at this point, though, when I was first reading it. I was like, why is she acting like she just didn't see
It's
them?
just really hard. I remember the first time I read this book, this whole part of the book, I was kind of like, I'm just gonna like push through because I don't really understand.
So do we
Yeah.
think she told like the Harpy or whatever that they were different people?
Right, that's my question. Like, what did she tell Pollux and the Harpy?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, oh, I didn't see their, like, I was talking to them, like, I don't know, just like random, they were just random kind of people.
And I think it might have something to do with, because isn't it soon that like the 2 rebels are like blood eagled
Yeah.
outside? And so I feel like if they like found them and tried to like interrogate them or whatever
Yeah.
about what happened. And so like, I wonder if they almost like use those deaths to like cover up, or if like the Hind is doing that to like cover up for Rune and crew.
But yeah, anyway, they have a conversation. She denies, she like pretends like she doesn't know anything. And Hunt calls Rune and he's like, all clear, like we're all good. Don't worry about it.
I know.
All set.
These boys, they're like, okay, great. I can't really process anymore, so we're just gonna keep going.
Like Rebel 101. I don't know if they're passing the class.
But anyways, Hypaxia then shows up to Alpha Chi Omega. Wait.
It's about time, you
Alpha
know?
Phi Omega.
Alpha Phi Omega.
Yeah.
Time to bring her into the A plot, you know?
No,
Or
I
at
know
least
it's
a B
great to
plot.
see her, but it's humiliating.
It's so upsetting.
It's
She
to
deserves
see her-
so much better.
Yeah, and Rune is so embarrassed. He's like, oh my god, there's a fucking like mirthroot blunt on the table, and like
That's like the least of his problems. Like my secondhand embarrassment was through the roof. I'm just picturing like her feet are like sticking to the ground. Like, you know, they're
Ew,
not
no,
cleaning
don't say
those
that out
floors. Like,
loud,
you know they're
please.
sticky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
It's just the juxtaposition also to the Medwitch Clinic, if we remember,
I do.
pained me in my heart.
Yeah.
Because that was so lovely. And this is so not.
And we will get to this, but in her head the whole time she's like, and this is why I'm gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's not being a
wrong.
good. Yeah. The men are not
wrong.
being like, yeah.
Yeah. Rune is mind speaking to Ethan, like, get the blunt off the table.
like,
but not when she's looking, like, later.
Yeah.
That actually was so funny. Ethan's like trying so hard to help. It's like, not when she's looking.
Humiliating. Just really rough.
The boys are struggling.
By the way, also, little fun thing. Her wee broom can
love
shrink
it.
into a pin.
Yes.
Obsessed.
So handy. I mean, get out of town with that.
Yeah.
But anyways.
And the pin is of Chthona.
Yeah, so got some Chthona. Paxia and Celestina, both big Chthona girlies, obviously.
And Dina.
And Dina. Anyways, she's here because the Archangel's mating celebration is in a couple weeks, and she has to come to town for that. And she is going to ask Rune for a little escort because she doesn't trust her coven.
Ugh.
And that's
So
hard.
sad.
A witch should always be able to trust her coven.
Right? Like, sorry, who are you going to trust if not your coven?
Yeah, if there's no trust there.
And that's like her little cabinet, like her little inner circle, supposedly, right? Is what it
Yeah,
should
but they
be.
were basically like, it was her mom's dying wish that like she keep her mom's coven. But
Fucking parents and their dying wishes.
I'm getting like, she doesn't look like her mom. And so that's one of the reasons the coven doesn't like her. And then 2, they like want to be closer to the Asteri, which like just feels like they're all dumb. And so they kind of have this idea, Hypaxia thinks, about making the Hind the head of the witches as a figurehead, even though she's not a witch.
Yeah.
Because
well,
she's her sister.
I feel like the main reason also is she's a necromancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't like that
And they're
she was
discriminating against dead people.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. She was raised in like a wee little house by herself in these 3 little wise spirits that like.
I like your little dance that you're doing, your little skeleton dance.
Thank you. And honestly, I thought it was like, it made so much sense how she ended up like wise and lesbian. Because if you have centuries
totally.
of wisdom sort of imparted to you. Also, I love there are 3 spirits and like one teaches her fighting, one teaches her STEM, one teaches her like the liberal arts. And I was like, wow, this is like the Common Core. Like you really got a kind of primo education.
Yeah.
Well
And it's
done.
like, I feel like there were probably like, I kept picturing like, like the Hercules animated movie. I don't know. I just was like picturing those vibes.
Oh my God. Do you remember the yogurt? Do you remember the Hercules yogurt?
No.
What?
Okay. Never mind.
I just kept picturing them in like long flowing, like kind of like Grecian robes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, they're so cool.
Yeah. Giving her all their wisdom and whatnot, which I'm also like, I hope we get to meet them next book because sorry, if they're like 15,000 years old, I'm like, they probably have some critical knowledge here.
They've got the tea.
No, we learned that they predate the Asteri.
Yeah.
And you're like, maybe someone should go check in with them, ask
Right.
some
Like
questions.
maybe we should chat with them a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think Pax already knows like what is up.
Yeah.
She
Pax
knows
a
all,
lot.
for
She knows
sure.
a lot.
I love that you've picked up Therian's nickname for her, which we'll get to.
Oh, I know. Pax.
Pax.
Now, so Rune obliges, of course, and he says, perfect. I have a hot little sunball player wolf. He'll be your bodyguard. Ethan.
Who doesn't have a day of bodyguard experience on him, but I'm sure
big
he'll
boy.
do fine.
Yeah.
That was so cute. And they say the dragon's gonna help bodyguard too.
Oh, wait. There's one little thing in this
Okay.
chapter. The chapter opens. Therian's talking to River Queen. River Queen is getting really kind of huffy and jealous that her sister has these like submarine cities.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't sisters share everything? And not to like get like end on an antagonistic note, but I was like, is Rachel a river queen vis-a-vis her
Excuse me?
vis-a-vis her like her jealousies about other like fictional men talking to other fictional women?
How dare you?
But she also has a lush little biome, you know? So like I feel like it's good and bad.
Also, it's funny, like clearly this is a one-sided a hatred because the Ocean Queen does not give a fuck about the River Queen.
right.
She's like,
Ocean
okay,
Queen doesn't care.
my sister has one river. Like, I have the whole ocean. Like, what the hell do I care?
Yeah, and the River Queen seems to be up to some stuff per her captain or whatever. It seems
The
like
Ocean
she's
Queen.
the Ocean Queen. Yeah, sorry. The Ocean Queen is up for some
rebel
stuff.
sympathizer.
Yep.
Yeah, it says she remembers the time before Asteri when there was democracy, and she wants to go back to that.
Right, says the Queen.
Yes. But we'll take what we can get, I guess.
Yeah, we'll take what we can get. Well, thank you, Rachel, for your service on
Oh,
this
wow. Now you're
Veterans
going to be
Day.
nice after calling her a river queen,
Right.
Yeah.
which is basically a curse word at this point. Yeah. Thanks, Rach.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. I'm excited we finally got to talk about the sex teleporting.
Thank God. Wow. And with that, we leave you, and we leave you with a plea and a beg.
A humble plea.
A
supplication.
Exactly.
Just pretend like we're like 3 little fire sprites and we're on your shoulder and we're like, just like, let us stay with you. But instead we're like, write about us on Reddit. It's fine.
Please. Because listen, we work really hard on this podcast, and I'm not trying to threaten you and I'm not trying to coerce you. I'm just trying to say, like, you need to get the word out. You do. I'm sorry. You need to tell people. I'm not trying to threaten you. I'm just trying to say.
And you need to do that, much like Alexis. Thank you, Alexis, for your review.
Oh,
Much like
I mean,
Alexis.
Everybody should be a little bit Alexis.
You said this podcast provides besties to talk books with. And she said that's something I said in the first Crescent City episode. And Rachel is like, I don't remember that happening because Rachel doesn't listen to what men say. So,
Or alternatively, men weirdly remember everything that they have ever said because they're so impressed with it.
That's not fair.
Ooh,
The reason I know is because I edited that episode. Whatever.
Okay, sure. But anyways,
okay. We'll be back next week if Rachel and I remain friends.
Yeah, we have to go offline to sort this out. But until then, take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.